Mackenzie Johnston with Cattle News Central, bringing you your July 6th cattle industry headlines. Brought to you by AgRisk Advisors. They manage your risk so you can manage your operation. With the weather being so unstable, and we all know the weather has been incredibly unstable this year, there is no better time to look into coverage for your feed crops. The annual forage deadline is right around the corner. With their state-of-the-art technology and second-to-none customer service, you can be confident that your policy is in good hands. AgRisk Advisors, risks averted, legacies preserved. We are also sponsored by Circle 5 Cow School. If you're wanting to learn how to preg check your own cows or start AIing, Circle 5 Cow School is definitely the way to go. Almost every week, they're hosting classes somewhere between Texas and Tennessee. They do a phenomenal job. If you want to check out their schedule, head on over to their website, circle5cowschool.com. That is the number 5 in there. Or you can go ahead and just give them a follow on Facebook. CNBC has reported on a Chinese company's purchase of North Dakota farmland that is raising national security concerns in Washington, D.C. So in the last month, I reported on 3 North Dakota farmers selling their land, 300 acres total, north of Grand Forks, North Dakota, for millions of dollars to a Chinese food manufacturer known as Fufeng Group. The foreign food manufacturer bought the land to set up a corn milling plant. Keep in mind, this land is only about 20 minutes from the Grand Forks Air Force Base, home to some of the nation's most sensitive military drone technology. The base is also home to a new space networking center, which has been labeled as the backbone of all U.S. military communications across the globe. Because of this, there have been a lot of red flags that have went up on not only a local level, but also a national level. Some security experts are warning that this Chinese corn milling plant needs to be stopped because it could offer Chinese intelligence unprecedented access to the facility. Even though the Air Force has not taken an official stance on the situation, back in April, Air Force officer Jeremy Fox circulated a memo claiming the project is a national security threat to the United States, and this move fits a pattern of Chinese subnational espionage campaigns using commercial economic development projects to get closer to the Department of Defense installations. Numerous senators, along with the Democratic chairman and the Republican ranking member of the Senate Intelligence Committee, are opposed to the project. Senator Marco Rubio of Florida said it is dangerous, foolish, and short-sighted to allow the Chinese Communist Party and its proxies to purchase such land near U.S. military installations. Nonetheless, the Fufeng Group claims that this project will only benefit Americans. It's not going to harm them. This update is also sponsored by 4T Ag Insurance, your go-to contractor for ag insurance. Colt Tritt, he is the owner and operator of 4T Ag. He is a one-man show. He ranches, so he understands all the risks that go along with the livestock industry. If your operation is not already enrolled in PRF insurance, now would be a great time to reach out to 4T Ag and get enrolled. To learn about everything that 4T Ag has to offer and what they're all about, head on over to their website, www.4tag.net. That is the number 4, TAG.net. The Western Journal has reported last week farmers in the Netherlands took part in several demonstrations to protest the country's radical plans to slash nitrogen and ammonia emissions. These demonstrations included blocking highways with tractors and setting fires near town halls. Farmers also brought cows to the Dutch House of Representatives building and threatened to slaughter the cows right then and there if the Dutch government adopted the nitrogen emissions cutback plan. All of this chaos stems from lawmakers in the Netherlands ordering restrictions in nitrogen oxides and ammonia by up to 70% in areas near protected nature regions. In some areas, the restrictions went up all the way to 95%. To achieve these drastic climate goals, the government assigned $25.6 billion to fund agricultural reforms intended to force farmers to cut down on the number of their livestock or to get rid of all of their animals. Keep in mind, the Netherlands is one of the world's largest agricultural producers, exporting $67.7 billion worth of vegetables, flowers, fruit, meat, and dairy products each year. The Dutch government claims their crackdown on farmers' livelihoods is an unavoidable transition to improve air, land, and water quality. Sounds like something President Biden would say. The government put out a statement saying their honest message is that not all farmers can continue their business. Finally, the Daily Wire has reported somehow millions of barrels of oil President Biden released from the United States' Strategic Petroleum Reserve found their way to European and Asian nations, including China, according to a report released by Reuters. Time and time again, we all know Biden has touted the release of 1 million barrels of oil per day as an unprecedented move to provide a historic amount of supply as Americans face surging prices at the pump. Despite the fact that this oil is not going where it's supposed to go, this move by Biden has not helped the prices at the pump one bit. Not at all. Reuters found through custom data that at least 5 million barrels of oil were exported to Europe and Asia last month as the strategic reserve has fallen to its lowest level since 1986. Fuel prices have hit record after record in recent months, partially because of the war, partially because of inflation, but the real culprit is the Biden administration's policies. Halting the Keystone XL pipeline and delaying new drilling permits, along with other countless moves that Biden has made to push his green agenda, is exactly why Americans are dealing with record high prices at the fuel pumps. But the funny thing is, we are all just sitting back right now watching Biden plead with oil companies to cut their own profits. He's even went as far as reaching out to gas stations on Twitter. I don't know if you all saw over the past few days, he put out a tweet that literally asked gas stations to lower their prices. Keep in mind, gas stations run on margins as low as 1.4%. Nonetheless, this whole situation is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. That is all I have for you guys this morning. I hope everyone's week is clipping right along. You guys have yourself a great day. I'll catch you later.